In The Lady from the Sea, Ellida's life should be perfect. She's beautiful, she's intelligent, she's imaginative, she lives in an idyllic place by a fjord, she's married to Dr. Vangal, who is very kind, he adores her, they're well off. It's not happy. She isn't happy. She feels trapped, she feels it's too provincial, she grew up in an island. She's used to open water, she's used to a sense of freedom, and she's absolutely haunted by things in her past, two specific things. One, the tragic death of the baby that she had with Dr. Vangal when they were just married, but also by a previous lover who she's never quite been able to leave behind. And in the opera, when this lover comes back out of nowhere, she's thrown into absolute disarray, and she has a dreadful dilemma to whether she'll stay or whether she'll run off out to the open sea again. Writing an opera is a very different kind of process to writing novels because of the collaboration. The Lady from the Sea was interesting because Craig Armstrong already had a play that he really wanted to work with, the Ibsen play. So our collaboration began with reading the play very closely and analysing it and identifying exactly what it was that interested us about the characters, and especially about the central character, Ellida, and what it was also about the setting, this very dark, interesting, beautiful Nordic setting by the fjord that we wanted to try and convey in our piece together. And after that, there's a lot of planning to give it dramatic structure and turn it into something that will work and make sense on stage. Then I go off and write the words and rewrite the words and figure out how we can manage to get 8 people to all live out their stories in an hour and a quarter. And then Craig takes the words and writes the music and puts it together. And it's quite astonishing to see that actually performed with music, because of course if you're working your own and talking, you're imagining how it'll look on stage, but you don't know how the singers will sing it, what they'll bring to it, and you don't know how the orchestra will sound playing the music live. I'm a big fan of Ibsen's work, and I found it quite daunting to approach it with the idea of taking it apart and turning it into something new. It's a beautiful play. It is a 19th century play. It's very modern, I think, for its time. I think Ibsen's a bit of a proto-feminist. His characters are very complex. There's lots of interesting things going on. But of course, you can't reproduce that in opera. And it took me a little while to think, well, I'm respecting Ibsen very much, but I am going to pull it apart and change the language, and we are going to have to turn it into something that is new and that is ours, but hopefully is very true to Ibsen's original as well. Today I saw the first full run-through of The Lady from the Sea, and I'm still actually quite shaken by it. I imagined it on stage to some extent, but I couldn't have imagined the power of the performances, the fact that all the singers have so much to do. They all have their own stories, they all have huge emotional journeys, and they're all capturing that, and I think it's really clear on stage. And there were actually 2 points today that it made me cry a little bit. I was embarrassed at the back. I think it's beautiful. I think it's astonishing, and it's incredible to see it grow from just a few words on a page into this thing that's gained music and gained the input of such amazing performers, gained a director who's been able to stage it and structure it, and it turns into something completely different. It's wonderful.